Gundam enthusiasts, welcome to round 1 of September 23rd's Gundam Card Game Night over at Bulldog Community Gaming LLC. If you guys are looking for a great place to play some Gundam card game action, Bulldog Community Gaming LLC is a place to be. Tuesday nights, 6:30, $5 entry. And as well, if you guys are looking to catch some Gundam action live, you can check it out over on Twitch and Facebook, 6:30 Tuesday nights. Come and check us out live if you ever want to catch some Gundam action live as it is happening. Both of the links are down in the description below. Now, if you're wondering, heck, didn't you just complete August? Yes, I did just complete August before we jumped right into the end of September. That's because when I was, of course, going back to my older files, getting ready to record the next couple of games, somehow I lost 3 files in my emails. So I lost out 2 sets of normals, and I did lose out the Newtype challenge, which would have been 5 rounds. I don't know what won it. I mean, a lot of people were on Wing, so I expect Wing won it. But nonetheless, sorry for that. I don't know how I lost how those files became unusable. I'm just going through them, and I found that they were completely unusable. So apologies for that. I can't do anything about it. The videos are no longer up on Twitch either, so I can't record them. So unfortunately, we are jumping through the majority of September to the end of September here on the 23rd. But nonetheless, that doesn't matter. Yes, it's good for me as a content creator because it means I don't have to record as much. Not great for you all because you lost a lot of good content there. But nonetheless, we still have content, we still have fun, and we have a lot more to speak about. So anyways, this is officially the last week before the release of Starter Deck 05, which gives us the purple cards. At times recording, I don't have any of those starter decks. I don't have any of the purple cards in my collection. And if I'm being a little honest, I'm not so sold just yet on purple in the format. I think the format is still going to be definitely dominated by Wing and Cyber Newtype. Because I feel those decks are still so good because purple just doesn't have a lot of cards. You have a starter deck, and that is literally it. Don't get me wrong, some of the starter deck cards are good, but there's just not a lot of support for them. So this is our last official week before we have the purple card. And as well, I am recording this in October. October 26th, we get Starter Deck 06 and the set 2 into the format. So we have a whole lot more cards coming in it. My hope is I can find some boosters out there. My hope also is that right now, since I don't own the starter decks, that the price of the starter decks themselves or the price of the LRs and the cards I want will come down. Most of the common stuff in the starter deck is already cheap. A dollar or even cents now. And then it's just the LR, the Barbados. That is the Barbados 4th form, which is the more expensive card out of the starter deck. So again, hopefully Bandai will get that rectified and all that. Maybe some more starter decks will hit the market here soon. And I'm hoping that, set 2 comes out a little better than set 1 did. But I don't know. At least Bandai, I know one thing, will get their act together eventually. They always seem to do. But enough about future card game and future product. We are talking about today's game, where I am over here and I am repping green and blue Zeon Aggro, and I will spoil it. This is Wing Gundam, green white Wing Gundam. So with that said, let's see if I can get to game 1. As a reminder, these games are 30 minutes, best of 1. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So anyways, I am going first here. I just pass immediately. I don't really have anything to do. My opponent is going to then flip over 1 resource and have nothing else they could do. I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to put down the Zaku 2 member on attack. I can immediately get +2 AP on the attack. So anyways, the Rift is going to come out and immediately have the blocker, which is really not what I wanted to see. That immediately tells me I'm on some white strategy, so I don't know if it's like unicorn blockers. Like I said, it is Wing Gundam. I do figure that out later. The problem is right now I don't have really any way to deal with it. So I'm going to go for the Rick Dom with his breach to immediately be able to breach into the shields. I am basically just building up a board presence right now because, again, I don't have much of a way to deal with anything while there is up a blocker. And because, again, we are playing into blockers, there's not much you could do, especially now that we have the Zord coming down as well, the 3-2 blocker. which means it stops absolutely everything. Now, the 𝐕𝐃 can potentially go after something and kill it, so that way we can breach into it, but it can only absolutely go after the Zord here, because that's the only way to kill it. So anyway, Zord is going to get a dual back spell that's just going to increase its health, just in case it wants to block the 𝐕𝐃. The 𝐕𝐃 doesn't get the breach at that point, because breach only triggers when I kill a unit. So anyways, I'm going to go for the Amuro-Ray to rest down the Zord, so I don't have to deal with it, and then I'm immediately going to be able to swing into the shield and immediately kill it, because even if he blocks it with the Rift here, I immediately kill it off. So I probably should have been thinking about it. I should have probably swung over the 𝐕𝐃 over the Zord and just killed the Zord automatically, and then I could have removed it altogether. So that I could have done a 𝐕𝐃 into the Zord, and then it forced him to have to block with a Rift. The breach would then trigger, and I would have killed off the EX base here. So anyways, the Rift is going to kill off, of course, the Zaku 2 that gets the extra 2 AP on the attack. And I'm going to play 1. I'm going to go for the gun tank to kill that off. And then I'm going to immediately swing the Zaku 2 into the shields. And I'm immediately going to hit a Kira. Not exactly something I wanted to see immediately. I'm going to put down another Zaku 2 and immediately just kind of extend out. So yeah, really thinking about that play there, I should have got the 𝐕𝐃 swing over the Zord just to have the Zord get killed off that turn, so I don't have to deal with this blocker on the board state. And then I should have swung then the Zaku 2 into the shields to immediately kill into the shields to force him to either the block with a Rift or take the shield there. And then I could have still done a few other things as well. So yeah, I think that should have been my play there. Killed off that body altogether just so I don't have to worry about it altogether. So he does have the ability to play the 𝐿_strike here, but he'd have to burn the extra resource to equip Kira to the 𝐿_strike, so the 𝐿_strike gets its bounce ability here. So it would have to do that as well. So we kind of have to see what happens as well. So anyways, we're going to go swing over the Zaku 2 and then immediately take 2 damage onto that. Then we're going to go for the 𝐿_strike. We're going to attach the Kira to it, burning the extra resource, and then we can bounce back the Zaku 2 back to our hand here, and immediately swing in, and then we're going to kill the 𝐕𝐃 with the 𝐿_strike immediately. Remember, giving him -2 for the effect there for it. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I gave him the Kira, which really does suck. So anyways, we're going to just swing the gun tank into, of course, the 𝐿_strike, just killing it off there. I'm not sure why I actually killed it off, because I didn't have the extra AP. No, I think okay, well, can't remember, if I had the extra AP. Yeah, no, that was the Zaku 2 that went in after it. So now there's just a bunch of blockers up on the board, and now I really don't have much of a way to deal with it. I'm not playing like Big Zam to kill for all blockers. When played, all blockers take 4 damage on their body, so I can't exactly just pass through all these blockers. So that is the one problem I do have. I'm going to swing in for the Zaku 2. We are going to see whether or not they have something. They do have an unexpected unexpected the unexpected card that gives that on attack, you could burn it to give someone -3 AP for the turn. So anyways, I'm going to go for the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐄𝐄 to immediately play out the 3/3, the 4/2 Talgies, and I'm going to put out a good old Papa OG Gundam, but unfortunately I'm missing the Amuro-Ray to really do anything with it. So again, my only real danger here is the Rift. We're going to go immediately for the Wing Gundam to me, go for the over the Papa OG Gundam, and then immediately kill off the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐄𝐄 due to the Breach 5, and then look, Scott got a new follower on Twitch. Remember, all these videos are from our recaps of the Twitch live stream. So anyways, I still have the 4/2 Talgies and a 1/2 gun tank, but the problem is now I don't really have a great way to send that Talgies after the Wing Gundam, so I can keep control of the Wing Gundam here. We do end up in a very interesting situation with this game, where we do end up, both of us end up getting into top deck mode, and I just happen to top deck not great. There is a point here where I could, so anyways, yeah. There was a point where I could have gone extended real far and probably won the game because of it. So anyways, I'm going to try to swing the Talgies into the Wing Gundam, try to knock it out. And then I'm going to then, that's going to get blocked by the Zord. And then I'm going to go for the hit 1 to the Wing Gundam. And then I'm going to be able to swing Gun Tank into the Wing Gundam, just remove it from the board. I just can't let him keep that guy that can swing constantly on me. I'm going to go for a Show of Resolve, draw 2 here, and then I'm going to pay 1, and immediately going to put out a Zaku 2. Remember, that ones that gets the extra +3 AP on the attack here. So basically, I'm just trying to keep the board state under some control. So anyways, we're going to go for Overflowing Affection on the Wing Gundam side of it, and draw 2, discard 1. Again, we're both on the good color that has the draw condition, because again, I don't think red nor green got any form of draw. So there's the unforeseen incident. It's unforeseen incident. There's the name. So he was considering at one point in time doing an unforeseen incident and then deciding not to go with that. Anyways, we're going to go for the desert base, and then we're going to go for the wing Gundam, and then we're going to attach a dual Waxwell to the Rift just to give it a little more staying power in the battle. Because again, if the Zaku 2 swings in, if he blocks out, I just need a gun tank or a 𝐒𝐲 to immediately go for that. Immediately going to swing and immediately going to knock at the base thanks to Char. Going to deal 5 damage to the base because of Char. Char gets a +1 to why he's on a Zeon unit and does get high maneuver, so it does block out the Rift. Immediately going to swing the Zaku 2 into the base. Immediately going to have that get eaten by, of course, by the Rift, and then immediately going to knock out the base there. I probably maybe should have gone after the Rift because the Rift can't technically kill. Oh no, it would have technically killed me, but I could have removed it from being there, and I just wouldn't have to worry about the body again. Again, the Zaku 2 does have high maneuver, so I only have 2 cards here. Again, I'm running low. Again, I think the one problem with this strategy is that you got to be cautious of the fact that you run out of cards very fast, very quick, especially if the only way you see things is like Show of Resolve, and that's the only way to draw. So you're ending up at a lot of times you're going to be into top deck mode, and I don't know. I wanted to try every major deck coming in the format, every major deck that was in the format. So we're going to go through 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒 onto the wing Gundam so that we can give the -2 to something. Again, we're going to go give -2 to the Zaku 2. Then we're going to immediately look at the top 3. The Zaku 2, Char Zaku 2 states I can grab any Zeon unit. And by the way, I can't grab Char, so that really does suck. So anyways, we're going to grab that. Then we're just immediately going to breach the 5 into there. We're going to hit an 𝐒𝐲 out of the shields there. Nothing much you can do. We'll get into damage. So I do have another Char Zaku 2. I was struggling also to find Chars as well. So we're going to go get onto the resources. We're going to hit another Char Zaku 2 here. We're going to draw 1. We're going to get another resource. And yeah, like I said, I like the deck. Don't get me wrong. The deck is actually pretty fun. I just don't think it's my playstyle. I think it's way too hyper aggressive, and I think there's like so many distinct lines you have to play it very specifically. So anyways, we're going to deal the 3 damage there to kill it. Then we're going to go for 𝐒𝐲 to kill off the wing Gundam just so I don't have to deal with it. And then we're going to go for Char Zaku 2. I'm going to tap 1, and then we're going to go for the Zaku 2, and then I'm going to go for Zaku 2. I'm just spamming the board right now, hoping and praying he doesn't get his wing because this turn he has wing Gundam coming out. He physically can just pay straight A here and immediately go wing Gundam, and wing Gundam murks my entirety of my board. While it does kill off his own Rift as well, and does that, that's kind of pointless because at that point you have a wing Gundam hitting me for a bunch. So anyways, we're going to have potentially wing Gundam go after someone. We're going to have a swing after the Zaku 2, and then we're going to have the kill. And then I believe I saw a pilot. I don't know if it's Amuro or Char. It doesn't really matter. Either way, it's not going to be impactful. If it's an Amuro, it can rest that it can rest the Rift. If it's a Char, I immediately can put it under Char Zaku 2 and immediately have the ability to swing in without any injured. That is Papa OG Gundam in the shield. And right now, we're kind of entering this state where it's, yeah, he didn't see the wing, but I'm now going to get hit with a Sword Strike. Sword Strike, bounce back the Zaku 2, and then hit the last one. I do see a Char there, which is pretty nice. But the problem is I am definitely not seeing anything. But I think I draw into a base, which is really nice. So that means I do have the base to go for this. So we're going to go for the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒 base to get the 1/1 Leos onto the board here. And I do have the Char, which does means I do have the Zaku 2. Again, I now need to get this board cleaned up on my opponent's side of the board. We're immediately going to go for the Char under the Char Zaku 2, so we can immediately have that help us out 100%, so that way we get the high maneuver. Not that it really matters. His blocker is rested right now, so there's not much he can do with that. We're going to go for, of course, swinging over the wing Gundam. We're just going to crash, so I don't have to worry about wing Gundam crashing into my own things that are standing up. So anyways, we're going to go for the Char Zaku 2 that on death can create a Char Zaku 2 token, 3/1 rested, which would have been pretty nice to have gotten a pilot. So anyways, we're going to go for Amuro. We're going to swing over and kill the 𝐒𝐲. That does kill us off as well. So I think the aspect there is maybe I should have just gone for Char Zaku 2 here and then equipped the Amuro to it. The problem is that even in that case, the problem is I would have died either way. So I had to get one more guy off the board because I can't have survived because thanks to the fact that the Sword Strike is already naturally a 4/3, he does naturally kill me on the crackback. So unfortunately, due to the fact of that, maybe I could have swung the 𝐒𝐲 and killed off the... No, I couldn't have killed off the... I guess maybe I should have swung the 𝐒𝐲 into the Rift and killed off the Rift and then just kept the Amuro in hand, so that when the Amuro in hand, then I could have done that. I could have kept Amuro in hand, equipped it under the Charzaku 2 so I could get the token. So that way I have another body on the board. So anyways, we're going to go for the Rift to take back 3 damage here. And then, of course, I'm not equipped with the pilot, so I can't make the Charzaku tokens. So anyways, we're going to do 2 damage to the base. We're going to go do 1 Leo into the Rift, and then we're going to take 1 Leo over into the base, dealing 3 damage. And we're basically both ending up now into a top deck mode. Yep, that's how we're ending up in this game state, is now top deck mode. Anyways, we're going to put out a Zord here, and then we're going to go Rift into the Leo, immediately knocking it out so another little body isn't on the board, just so that they don't have to deal with that one. So anyways, we're now going to go for really pretty much trying not to die, because like I said, I think I did some misplays there, where I think I could have had the 𝐒𝐲 kill off the Rift, and then that would have just left my Corsica base could potentially die to, of course, yes, the Sword Strike Gundam, but again, that doesn't really matter. Anyways, we're going to go for Charzaku 2, and we're going to go for the Zaku 2 as well. So we're kind of ending up in this state where now he could just swing the Rift, and then as long as he can play out another guy, and I don't see an Amuro Ray, he can't do anything about it. So anyways, we're going to go for the Sword Strike coming down, no guy on it. We're going to hit the hero, of course. So it's like every time I hit his shields, I actually hit a pilot, which isn't great. Here. So anyways, we're going to go for the Desert Base to once again heal up. And of course, then we could easily attach the hero to this Sword Strike Gundam, swing on the shield, and then force me to outdeal Sword Strike Gundam. This Sword Strike Gundam, and then he just needs to play another body onto the board, and then that's pretty much the game at that point, because I'd have to have exactly Amuro Ray to immediately be able to rest something on the board state, and I'm in a top deck mode right now. He's got at least 2 cards in hand. I know one is a hero, one is the card he drew for the turn. And then he does have, of course, that. So anyways, he is going to just push on me. He is going to tell me you either have the out or nothing. Basically, I need to have drawn a base. And then basically, I'm just going to scoop it up from there. There's nothing I could do. There's 2 bodies on the board. I didn't draw a base. I didn't draw a pilot. And then that is pretty much it from there. Wing Gundam takes the win. But nonetheless, it was a close one. Yeah, once you... In this strategy, if Wing Gundam hits its blockers and they're going first, there's not really much not much you can do, because typically you want to go first, especially against Wing Gundam, so that you can play out your Charzaku 2 on your turn 1 play, and then that way, then you can immediately swing onto their base on your next turn. But the problem is that, again, once they start seeing the blockers, not much you can do about it. It was close. We both entered top deck mode. The problem is I just didn't top deck anything that could have saved me there. Even if I had top decked another Corsica base, it would have been 2 more Leos. The problem is I have to send both my guys over at the Sword Strike Gundam to kill the Sword Strike Gundam, and then that's pretty much it. Maybe I messed up with some of the Amuro Rays. I think I messed up definitely with that Rick Dom play, where I should have had Rick Dom kill off the buffed up Zort with Dual Maxwell under it, and then killed that off. Yes, it kills me off, but I would still get the breach, and then I could have rested the blocker, and then still swung into the shields and stuff. Unfortunately, I just happened to both times I swing into a shield, burst out by pilot. There's nothing you can really do about that one. But yeah, it was a really good game. Again, I'm not sold on this deck. I think I went X2 with this deck, or X4. I can't remember if there was 2, if we went 3 rounds or 4 rounds. I think we went 4 rounds. So unfortunately, I did have to eat an I think X3 or X2 with this deck, because I just don't think it's my playstyle. But again, I wanted to try out every single deck that was popular in the format. I think definitely 2 of my favorites are still going to be Red Blue Cyber Newtype and Red Green White Wing Gundam. But nonetheless, you guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the gameplay, on the decks. If you tried out either of these decks, which deck do you think truly is the best? In my opinion, I think Wing Gundam or Red Blue Cyber Newtype or Green White Wing Gundam are considered fighting for the best deck of the format right now until we get set 2 into the format. But let me know your thoughts overall. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know how I could have actually done that game better. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mon Dragons TCG.